Hey guys, it's Ravenhawk6910 reporting once again. Just going to do a quick video today talking about some news that has dropped out of Roanoke, Virginia involving N&W 611. Now, WSLS 10, the news station out of Roanoke, reported today that there are going to be some changes involving the 611's excursion career for the 2018 season. Bev Fitzpatrick, who is the president of the Virginia Museum of Transportation, reported that the markets for operating in Virginia and North Carolina are more or less overexposed, which means that they have been there so many times that people just aren't riding as much as when they first launched in 2015, which makes sense because the engine's been there a lot, and there's evidence of that showing. As you may recall, if you've watched my 611 video when we rode the Spencer to Charlotte trip, there were only 4 people in the car that I was in, and that was simply because tickets had not sold for that car. And in talking with some of the people from the North Carolina Transportation Museum, the trips, the shorter trips, which typically work more in the Roanoke area, that was what they were trying to do with these trips, both Spencer to Charlotte and Spencer to Greensboro. And they didn't sell nearly as good as they had hoped, and that was evident. It seems that the people in the North Carolina area tend to prefer the longer trips, like the Spencer to Asheville trip that ran the previous year. So anyways, the article also said that they are looking to expand the range of which they can operate the engine, in other words, just more places. And they were also mentioning about talks with Amtrak for possible trips. Now, what can this mean? Well, Amtrak is going to start operating into Roanoke, I believe, next year. And as the news article said, Amtrak would operate mostly during the week, which would free up cars for use on excursion trips. Now, Nickel Plate Road 765 has already been taking advantage of Amtrak's new STEAM program. I say new, this isn't really new. We've seen Amtrak sponsored trips in the past with Milwaukee Road 261, SP 4449, and a few other engines like that. But 765, as you know, is going to be running a trip from LaSalle Street Station in Chicago to Joliet, Illinois, and return. I believe that's where it's running. And basically they're looking to get exposure for the 611 for doing Amtrak certified trips, which would make sense, and it would also allow the 611 to run a lot more places. So I'm not entirely sure what all it would take to get the 611 Amtrak certified. I myself am not an expert in that, so if anybody does, please write down in the comments what it would take to get the engine Amtrak certified, because again, I don't know. But this is interesting news to see what's going to be going on in the next couple of years. So if they can get the 611 Amtrak certified, it'll definitely allow them to run a lot more places, because for the time being, Norfolk Southern has only been allowing them in the Carolinas and Virginia. And for a lot of reasons that I'm not going to state in this video because I can't back them up, more or less political reasons, that's why the 611 has stayed in those particular areas. Also, because they have been doing maintenance on the 611 at Spencer, so that's why a lot of the trips that they have been doing recently have been based out of Spencer. So it's going to be nice to see what happens in the next coming years, to see if they can get the engine certified and what all they can do, because if they can get, say, on sections of the Northeast Corridor on the weekends, we can definitely see 611 reach a lot more of her speed potential. That's what I would like to see anyways. And there are also talks of 611 possibly going to Altoona to run around Horseshoe Curve. That would be very nice to see. So if this comes through, what would you guys like to see? Would you guys like to see 611 on those spots or different places where you might live? Let me know down in the comments. Let's get some discussion going on this, and I will see you guys later. This is Ravenhawk6910 signing off.